So I take care of the infrastructure services for Microsoft across the world. So I was fortunate to attend PMI 5th edition, the first batch. So I was a trainer for close to 3 days, so it's a privilege for me to attend the training. Because so far, that was the best training I ever attended. I'm sure you also agree with that. So today morning, I called up and said, like, can you come and share your experience, which would help develop participants as well. I said, why not? Definitely. So I would, what are the things that I did to clear the examination on the first attempt itself. So whatever thing you think like it's going to help you, please take it. In case of any conflicts, check with sir. That is really helpful to me. So by the time we are done with the training, May first week we completed our training. On the last day of the training, I make sure that my application is sent to PMI. Okay, it was done. And within a week, I paid for the fees for the examination. So I understood which day I can go for the examination, how much time I will take for examination preparation. So I took 3 months and I said, like, okay, this is the day I'm going for the examination, there is no change. The reason behind this, in 2010 also I appeared for the 4th edition of the PMBOK. But during that time I thought, like, let me complete the studies, then I will apply for the days. But it will never happen. It will never happen. You will never complete your studies and it will just keep going on. So I didn't appear for the examination in 2010. So this time I said I'm not going to do the same mistake. So first week itself I paid the fee and got the schedule fixed for me. Because even if you go to the PMI now, try to book the examination slot, you won't get the slot for the next 3 months. So 3 months is a good time, you can prepare for the examination. So once you make the payment, make sure all the stakeholders in your home, your spouse, family, in-laws, everyone informed about your schedule. Tell them that next 3 months you will be busy in PMBOK preparation. That's most important because they will have different opinions. Like they will expect the same kind of involvement from you, which may not happen for the next 3 months. So basically, what I did was I told my wife, like, we may not be able to go out every week. Probably once in a month we can go. Next 3 months are going to be crucial. So I told her, like, once I clear the examination, I will do something special for you. So that's the way you can motivate your family and spouse. Yeah, that's very important. If they are not understanding, like, how crucial it is going to be for the next 3 months, and they will pull you here and there, then you're gone. So that's the first thing. So there are 3 books I read to clear the examination. One is Head First PMP. So this is not mandatory, this book, this is optional. Head First PMP. So this is not mandatory, this is optional. The reason I read this book is I was having some mind block and psychological blockage in my mind. Reading PMBOK is very difficult and it will make you drowsy. Obviously, right? This is not a very interesting book to read. And this is not a dialogual kind of conversation you will have with the book. It's a monologue conversation. You will just talk about the concepts, framework, processes. It's very difficult to read. So this book is very interesting to read. It's a kind of pictorial representation. You will feel very interested to go back and read the book every day. So I intentionally read this book just to prepare my mind to read for the PMBOK. But again,
is this available in PMI site or?
No, actually you have to buy it.
You have to buy it from outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
So is it about the course or is it about how to read the book?
No, it's not about how to read the book. The same concepts, whatever you have in the PMBOK book edition, the same concepts are available in Head First PMP in a different format. Okay. They will give you a lot of case studies for every knowledge areas. So it's like you are very interested to read. It's kind of story reading kind of concept. So again, this is optional. If you find, I think it's $500.
Curiosity. You find it anywhere locally or you need to order it online?
Flipkart you can find it.
Flipkart.
So this is not mandatory again, don't go and buy it immediately. If you are finding reading PMBOK, don't read this. This is just for myself, I read it. And this one I complete.
You can use another one.
This one I completed in 3 weeks. And then the mandatory Bible, PMBOK 5th edition. This is mandatory. Without that, you cannot appear for the examination. Very difficult to read, my experience, but try to read every day. Don't read like, I'm going to read only in the weekend. If you're going to do that, then what happens is, this is my experience again, you'll forget the concept. If you read only in the weekend, by the time of the next weekend, you'll forget what you read in the previous week. So try to read at least 1 hour every day, Pimba. It will really help. In spite of that, I took a month to complete this book.
How many revisions did you do?
Only one.
So, quick question for you, Suresh. Was there a sequence that you followed with these? You did the head first.
Yeah, this is a sequence.
Okay.
I'm just listing down the sequence.
Alright.
And then the most important work, if you're very serious about clearing the examination and also to understand the concept, you have to definitely read this book, PMP Exam Prep by Rita. Rita Mukesh. Sir has the book. You can just have a look at it.
PMP exam?
Prep.
When?
Yeah. Currently it's 8th edition, which matches with 5th edition concepts.
Is this book available here to buy?
Yes. So not in the Flipkart, again you need to find it. So it's a little costly, expensive, 4,000 rupees. Yeah. So this is actually prepares you for the examination and also the conceptual knowledge. If you understand, if you are able to go through all the knowledge areas and understand all the concepts listed in the book, then you are done. In the examination, what kind of simulations and what kind of questions they ask, you should be able to answer it if you are done with this. So this is most important. Basically, I gone through 2 iterations of this book instead of going through the PM book. The second iteration was kind of little faster. Especially in every knowledge area, they give you the tips for the examination. This is how the questions.
Tips of trade.
So,
It includes the question bank also?
yeah.
Okay.
So every knowledge area will have at least 45 questions, and you have to go through the questions just to make sure and validate your understanding of the concepts.
What is the duration for this? You
So
spent
the first read will see again. All the 3 books will not talk about the different knowledge areas. It's kind of same concepts only. By the time you read this book, you would have got a complete understanding of all the knowledge areas, and it's easy for you to read this.
So let me rephrase. What was the time you spent on that book in the question?
So the last one I spent 3 weeks
3 weeks.
for the first iteration. The second iteration I
So
just
a week and a half or 2.
How many hours a day?
5 weeks in total.
1 hour a day, and the weekend I spent 5 hours.
And I understand you are the first batch of the 5th edition, and the book is 8th edition is also like you said.
It's available.
Yeah. So did you see the questions coming up from that book?
Yeah. So this is the one actually prepares you for the examination, not the other 2. Other 2 are just giving you the concepts and the framework. This is the one
Because
actually
5th edition just came in, that's why I asked if you can see the questions written.
It's all valid questions, and also most of the simulations questions I would say like this book will prepare you. So once you are done with this, so the last 10 days I prepared myself for the simulation questions. At first PMP will give you kind of 200 questions, and this book will give you kind of 160 or 200 questions. So now if you go to the net, you will find at least 200 more questions. You should at least prepare yourself for 600 questions before you go for the examination. Even if you make some mistakes in answering the questions in this PMP exam prep, just try to understand why you did the mistake. Probably that will expose your gaps in the knowledge areas. So that's kind of really important. So once you are done with all these iterations, I think the last 3 days would be kind of, whatever the area that you want to cover, just go through that. And probably last 3 areas, I think it's better you tell your office you are not available. In my case, what happened was, I think 1 day before the examination, though I applied for the leave, I got a call from my manager, there's a big outage in me. So I have to be involved. Initially I didn't pick the call, but when the call came for the 5th time, you have to pick the call, right? So I picked up the call, then I was on the phone for the next 24 hours. So make yourself you are not getting disturbed with those things. But still, once you read all these things, you are confident that you should be able to do it.
So the very important is paying the exam fee.
Yeah.
Immediately.
If you you haven't made the P, do that. Otherwise, what happened with me in 2010 will happen with this. Because anyway, you invested your time here, you invested your money here. Right? Why should you delay further?
What knowledge area did you see the questions coming with the maximum number of questions?
Yeah.
Suresh, before you answer that, so can you walk us through your prep? Can you walk us through your 4 hours in the examination as well? And then stress on the knowledge areas that Lalit was asking.
4 hours in exam.